Hey everyone, so today I wanted to focus on the topic of experiencing fear as a Christian. At least from my point of view, I feel like fear is a topic that is not necessarily brought up that much, or at least it's not that much compared to the amount of fear we experience, because I feel like a lot of us Christians experience fear a lot more than we probably should, and people don't talk about it that much. There are a couple things I want to talk about in regards to fear. One of them being the end times. I notice people often feel fear because they're scared of what the end time is going to be like. They're scared if they're going to go to heaven or be left behind. But this one thing that I want to say is, if you know you're right with God, if you know your life is in Jesus' hands, if you know you truly follow him, if he's really a part of your heart and your mind and your spirit is aligned with his spirit, if you really accepted him, then you have nothing to fear. When he comes back, he'll take you. You have nothing to fear. But if you're unaware of what your relationship with him is like, then read your word, go to him in prayer, maybe start going to church if you're not. All those things are going to contribute to building a relationship with him, a true relationship with him. There's also fear of, if people get left behind, they're scared of what's going to happen while they're still on the earth. I understand why people are afraid of that, as we read in Revelation what it will be like, and even outside of Revelation, but still, like, even in the New Testament and even some things in the Old Testament, we read about what the end times will be like, and we read about things in regards to what happens if you get left behind. I can understand why people would be scared of experiencing that, especially in regards to what the devil is going to do, what the Antichrist is going to do, the things that are going to happen. But remember, you should not be fearing the one that can destroy flesh. You should be fearing the one that can destroy flesh and soul. Who is that? God. God can destroy your flesh and your soul. Satan cannot do that. People cannot do that. They can only destroy your flesh. And in the New Testament, in the second book of Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7, it says that God does not give us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love. So if you've accepted him, you should not be fearing anything else. I can understand why, because you are a human and these are normal emotions, and it's good to have these emotions and to accept them because you are human. But you should not let them get to you. You should not let fear devour you, because God does not give us a spirit of fear. He gives us a spirit of love. Where does that love come from? It comes from him, because he's the embodiment of love. So that means the only one we should be fearing is God. So if you do get left behind and you're scared of what things are going to happen to you, don't be scared, because your body physically does not matter. It's about your soul that matters. Do not fear people. Do not fear Satan. Only fear God, as you also should be loving him. And you should be expressing his love towards everyone else, no matter the circumstance. As he is the embodiment of love, you should become the embodiment of love, because you've accepted him into your life. And even though we're not perfect, even though it's going to be difficult, we still need to try. In other situations, like danger situations, of course, fear and adrenaline, that's going to kick up, but we don't need to let that, again, get on our way. It's normal, sadly, to experience fear, but we don't need to let it get in our way, and we don't need to let it corrupt us, because that is what Satan does. He wants to corrupt us. It says that the beast will come to steal, kill, and destroy. That's what he wants to do. He wants to steal, kill, and destroy you. And one of the ways he does that is by tricking you into allowing you to be put into situations where you fear. He will guide you to be in situations where you don't fear God, but fear the people and the things around you. That's what Satan does. Keep in mind, anytime you experience fear, make sure the fear you are experiencing is only fear of the Lord, nothing else. Because mortals cannot ruin mortal except only in the flesh. Mortal cannot ruin the soul. Only God can. So he's the one we should be fearing. because He can do anything and everything. Nothing is impossible for God. So we should fear and love God. We should only fear God, but we should love God and love others. That is the only thing we should be expressing from God, is the love from Him. We should not be spreading fear unless we're teaching people to fear God as well. We should not be teaching others to be fearful of the world, because the world is going to pass away. Everything physical is going to pass away. So anytime you're in a situation of fear and you don't know how to turn to God and ask Him for help and ask Him to get rid of your fear, just remember this video. Take this as a reminder from Him. Remember the scripture that is stated in this video. Because if God is for us, who can be against us? That's Romans 8 verse 31. If God is for us, who can be against us? Remember that anytime you're in a situation where you are feeling fear, that is not of God. Because if you have God, then you don't need to fear. Except when you're fearing Him. You don't need to fear anything else. So if you do start fearing anything else, remember this video, remember scripture. Even if it's hard to turn to God and ask Him for help, remember, just remember, because God will help you. He's for you, not against you. Even though other things are against you, He will help you. He will deliver you from anything you're struggling with. He will allow you to feel fear, but He won't let it corrupt you. Remember, fear is not of God unless you're fearing God. Don't let Satan try to deceive you and scare you into things that you shouldn't be afraid of. Don't allow him and the situations that he may send your way scare you. Don't let that scare you. Don't let what's to come in the future scare you. If you're right with God, if you have a relationship with Him, then you've got nothing to worry about. The only one you should be fearing is Him.